62 years ago, on 9th October 1949, His Excellency Sri Rajagopalachari, the then Governor General of India, inaugurated the first annual training camp of 113 Infantry Battalion of the Territorial Army, presently 113 Infantry Battalion, Territorial Army, Rajput. Since then, the Territorial Army celebrates its Raising Day on 9th October every year. Prior to its reconstitution in 1949 as 113 Infantry Battalion of the Territorial Army, this battalion was known as 5th Bengal Presidency Urban Infantry, Indian Territorial Force, which succeeded the old 1119 Hyderabad Territorial Force. 1119 Hyderabad Territorial Force was the direct descendant of 1119 Hyderabad Regiment, which was raised in 1922 under Territorial Force Act. The Bengal wing of this regiment was the core element of 113 Infantry Battalion of the Territorial Army. Hence, it is one of the oldest Territorial Army battalion of our country. Major K.S. Thimaya, later General K.S. Thimaya, Chief of the Army Staff, was one of the company commander of 1119 Hyderabad Regiment. In 1939, late Maharaja of Tripura was the first honorary colonel of this battalion. In 1949, His Excellency Sri Rajagopalachari, the first Governor General of Independent India, became honorary colonel of the battalion. The battalion was located at Baliganj camp in Calcutta, the then capital of British Empire. A soldier occupies an unique position in our society. He symbolizes not only utmost personal sacrifice, but he is also the nation's savior in all fields of life. He is the representative of youth power of the nation. He represents the ultimate of discipline. The Territorial Army had drawn many intelligentsia and members of the affluent family from all walks of life, including legal, medical, technician, businessman, to join 113 Infantry Battalion of the Territorial Army. To name some of the few, Lieutenant P.C. Banerjee, IAS, Sibrit Kanta Singharai, Magistrate, and many others. During that time, most of the Territorial Army battalions were urban battalions, and training was imparted on Saturdays and Sundays. The major training was conducted during annual training camp of 2 months duration. A reorientation camp for the nuclear staff comprising of officers and JCOs were conducted at Belvedere Complex, which is now the National Library in Calcutta. The training camp was held at a place called Camp Knox in Calcutta. Camp Knox was an administrative base of American forces for support operation in Burma. Similar camps were also in existence in Barakpur and in Panagarh. Mr. Knox was a member of American Defense Council. During annual training camp, emphasis were given on physical training, weapon training, tactical training at platoon level, map reading, and use of ground.
While talking to the troops during annual training camp, Sri Rajagopalachari said, "The way for the nation for defense purposes is to enlist and accept the apparent sacrifices involved in enlistment in the zonal terrier force. It is not really a sacrifice. In the result, it will be found to be a gain to the individual who enlists. Lazy men who are bored or look down upon the manual labor or who cannot fraternize with all classes of people have no place in the Territorial Army."
battalion excelled in all operational assignments. During Second World War, the battalion was responsible for ground defense and protection of Fort William from the Japanese air attack. In 1971, Indo-Pak War, the battalion was embodied and was tasked to guard prisoners of war and to look after their administration and management, mainly in the Eastern Theatre. The battalion had the privilege of guarding Lieutenant General A.A.K. Niazi, the highest military commander of Pakistan Army of the East Pakistan. From 1991 till to date, the battalion had been performing commendably in all its operational role, especially in low-intensity conflict in Jammu and Kashmir and in the northeast. Have you ever tried to take a deep insight into the glories and horrors of a soldier's life who's engaged in a serious and deadly business of war? And how can a man die better than when facing fearful odds for the ashes of his fathers and temples of his God? Subedar Lallan Ram was decorated with Shaurya Chakra and Lance Naik Muhammad Salahuddin Sena medals posthumously for their valor in the low-intensity conflict. Battalion has also the honor of receiving 3 Sena medals for gallantry. One of the finest hours which will go in the history of the battalion was visit by the present Chief of the Army Staff and Colonel of the Rajput Regiment, General Vijay Kumar Singh, Param Visisht Seva, Ati Visisht Seva, Yudh Seva Medal and ADC. He felicitated the battalion and expressed his happiness over the battalion's performance in operation, training and administration. He advised the battalion to carry out excellent work so that the citizens' army is appreciated not only by the army but also by the entire nation.